So I moved to Brighton about 8 or 9 months ago, and I just realized that I haven't visited any cafes. So in this video, I want to go cafe hopping. I want to go to 4 different quirky cafes, unique cafes within the Brighton area, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me while I do some work. So let's go. All 4 cafes are located in one place called The Lanes. The Lanes has a mixture of cafes, pubs, restaurants, stores, and even jewelry shops. The Lane has a very unique and lively vibe, which you can see in the artwork that decorates the street. Locals and tourists come here to have brunch, chat while drinking a latte, or to shop. If you're headed to the Lanes or anywhere in Brighton, make sure you come early because it can become super packed, especially when the sun makes an appearance, which is a rarity in the UK. The first stop is Post House Cafe. This cafe is tucked away a bit, and at first glance, it seems like it's going to be small, but when you enter, you can see that the cafe is spacious with a second floor and even a garden. The cafe gives off a more chilled vibe where you can just relax, enjoy the music, and chat with friends. They serve food as well, but since I was a bit early, they weren't serving food, and I went with a chai latte. This was one of the best chai lattes that I have tasted. It cost about £4.50 and it was absolutely delicious. I decided to stay on the first floor and get some editing done. Because I came so early, it was quiet, which allowed me to really dial in and focus, so I got a good chunk of work completed before I went on to my next cafe. Loaft is the most aesthetic cafe out of all of the cafes that I went to, and it's also the second cafe that I went to. The vibe gave minimalistic, clean, and neutral. In addition to coffee and treats, this cafe also sells incense, cups, spreads, and even beanies, although you will be paying a pretty penny. It was a bit busy, but I was still able to find a seat to enjoy my Swiss bun and matcha tea while I continued editing some videos and just people watched. The Swiss bun was delicious, but I wasn't a huge fan of the matcha. If I'm being honest, I would say I love matcha mixed with something else. The atmosphere was relaxed, and I love that furry pets made their appearances. Pets are huge in the Brighton area, and I just love seeing people just walk their dog, bring their dogs into cafes, so I was definitely enjoying my view. I love this coffee shop so much that I actually came back again the next day and got a chai latte. This time it wasn't as busy, but there was something so calming about sitting in the coffee shop and just doing work. So after the 2 cafes I visited, I decided to go home. I find cafe hopping can be a bit tiring, and you don't really get to enjoy the cafe as much if you're just going to like 4 or 5 different cafes in one day. So I decided to pick it up the next day. This 3rd cafe threw me for a loop because I thought they just made coffee, but as it turns out, it is mostly chocolate that can be either hot or cold. And you can even choose the percentage of chocolate that you want and the intensity from dark chocolate, even darker chocolate, milk chocolate, or even white chocolate. They also sell their products so that you can take it home and enjoy. They of course offer marshmallows and other treats like croissants and desserts. But of course, I had to try the cannoli because I am a huge fan of cannolis. What I will say is that this place is not cheap. Like, the cannoli was £4. I wanted to try it that bad, but dang, it's pricey. I got a hot chocolate at 36% as well, which was £5, and you guys saw the size of that cup. I mean, come on. £9 for a cannoli and some chocolate. That was, in my eyes, a small cup, but it was a really good experience. But if you come here, be prepared to pay a little bit more than usual. The fourth and final cafe is right by the first one. I didn't go in on the first day because the cafe was super packed and I could not get a table. I decided to go back, and when you first walk up to the restaurant, you can see the menu and some blankets so that if you decided to eat and drink outside, you can still stay warm, which makes so much sense because Brighton is a coastal city. It definitely gets cold and rainy. I would say that this cafe is similar to the first cafe, Post House. It looked tiny on the outside, but had multiple floors. The cafe had food from sandwiches to brownies, and of course, there's coffee and my chai tea. I don't know why, but I'm always getting chai tea when I go to cafes. Maybe one day I'll mix it up, but I love my chai tea. I sat upstairs and had the chai tea, which was number 2 out of the 4 cafes. I loved the atmosphere and the lighting was so open. What I will say about this cafe is that it does have a 2-hour maximum for using your laptop and even prevents you from using your laptop during certain hours and on the weekends, which was one of the downsides. So I just got done with my last cafe here in Brighton in the lanes, and I have to say that the first cafe had the best chai latte. With the exception of Knoops, I've tried chai lattes at all of these cafes, and it was the best. It's a little bit off to the corner in the side. It's small. However, it does have an upstairs, and it does sell food as well. So if you're ever in the Brighton area, I would recommend all of these, but Post House Cafe has been the best one out of the 4 that I've had. But I am on the search. I'm gonna keep going to these cafes. I'm gonna try to make it like a little series. These are the first 4 that I tried in Brighton, but I'm definitely on the search for even more. If you like this video, please feel free to like it down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys at the next cafe hopping video.